The nervous system remembers what the heart tries to forget. But healing begins when we stop running and start listening. I recently caught a Mel Robbins podcast featuring Dr. Gabor Mate, and wow, it hit me right in the heart. As he spoke about trauma and the nervous system, I felt this deep yes inside. His words echoed so much of what I've lived and what I teach through neurological intelligence, especially the part about tendencies to hide, numb, run, and project our pain through either chaos or rigid patterns and various reactive behaviors. Strategies I once used to manage the intense physiological stress in my body resulting from my unresolved neurological wounds. Growing up, I lived with a highly activated nervous system. Wounded patterns from childhood and adolescence experiences shaped how I saw the world and myself. I experienced a lot that left lasting imprints: abandonment, betrayal, feeling invalidated, invisible, intruded upon in ways that ruptured my sense of safety, certainty, and trust. Real or perceived, it didn't matter. My unconscious mind recorded all of it in my body. By the time I was a teen, I felt like I didn't belong. I didn't know who I was. I just knew I felt different. People told me I was weird, that I didn't make sense, that my ideas were pie in the sky, and I believed them. I remember when I cut off from my body and my inner world froze. I shut down and started stacking layers of protection deep inside. I made up a story that I wasn't lovable. I didn't matter. I didn't belong. I wasn't accepted. Shame and fear beliefs became the lens I looked through. I felt invisible, invalidated, afraid to ask for help, and eventually I stopped trying. I created a belief that I was unworthy, not enough, and I was in this all alone. So I became the master of hiding, pretending, performing. I lived behind a mask, one that said, I've got this, while inside I was terrified. I didn't let anyone in. I became an island. But in protecting myself from pain, I also walled off from being able to feel love, connection, joy, playfulness, and the deep sense of acceptance and belonging I craved. My disempowered beliefs rooted themselves into my identity, and for decades I carried them quietly. They used to create major challenges in my personal relationships. I'd start out open hearted and vulnerable, and then bam, the wall would go up. I'd disappear into my protective persona, the one that didn't feel, the one that couldn't risk being vulnerable and feeling the pain of sadness, fear, and shame all over again. In my March blog post, I've shared about the ending of my committed love relationship last November. When I received the message that she was ending the relationship, it shocked me to my core. That moment triggered something primal in me: deep abandonment and betrayal wounds. Wounds I obviously hadn't fully healed yet. It's been almost 6 months, and I can honestly say this is some of the deepest healing work I've ever done. All the NI tools and strategies I've developed over the past 20 plus years, I've used them in real time on myself. As I reflect with mindful intention on this incredible journey over the last 6 months, I now realize that in order to heal my heart and cleanse my soul of the unresolved wounds from my childhood and adolescence, my gift was to be challenged by the ending of my past relationship. I was supposed to be triggered, to get reactive, and crack wide open so I could fully feel the intense unresolved pain which caused me to finally shed my thick protective layers. This spiritual test became my greatest opportunity to be present without judgment and sit with the incredible uncomfortableness of my pain so I could open up, heal my already broken heart, my wounded soul, and learn to love myself for the first time since I was very young. In essence, I had to rescue and heal myself and earn on my own neurological freedom from the wounding of the past. This is the sacred work of healing, and the journey continues. I truly believe the universe places guideposts in our path when we finally are ready to see them. I know my time on earth is for a reason. I know that my biggest awakenings are happening now, exactly the way it's supposed to happen in this later chapter of my life. If me sharing my story touches even one heart, if it helps one person to feel less alone, if it inspires one person to do their work, then it's also worth it. Healing trauma is like thawing a frozen river. Ice doesn't melt all at once, but underneath, there's still movement, life, flow. We just need to let the light in long enough for the thaw to begin. So, how does your nervous system react to emotional pain? And what protective story have you been telling yourself to survive? If this resonates with you, feel free to DM me. I'd love to hear from you. If you're interested in working together, send me an email from the request initial interview page on my website. I also invite you to subscribe to my Apple Podcast or Spotify podcast and sign up for my Substack blog on my website. Scroll to the bottom of the homepage. Thank you for letting me share a slice of my world with you. Wishing you a safe and peaceful journey. Sending big hugs and lots of love.